These are my audience members, Kira and Alexa. Hi everybody, my name is Taylor Hall, and today I will be telling you a descriptive speech. When I was younger, I was always a daddy's little girl, but I could also say that I was my grandpa's little princess, his world, and so I'm going to tell you about the time that my family and I found out that he had cancer, and then I will tell you the story about how I was told at school that he had passed away. This is definitely one of the saddest moments that I've ever had in my entire life. We were going to Yakima. My grandpa was in the hospital because he got sick. We were on the way to Yakima, just passing Granger, and my aunt kept talking about that the doctors had found a mass in his stomach, and she kept saying the word mass, and I didn't really I was younger, so I didn't really know what she was talking about, and then she told me that a mass meant cancer. So the whole way up there, I'm just staring at the window, literally images of my grandpa and I being together, they're just going through my head, and just all the memories we've had together. And we finally pull up to the hospital. We get out, I help my cousins out of the car, we walk through the front doors, and I literally have a gut feeling in my stomach like I'm about to throw up. I'm getting really lightheaded and dizzy, and we walk up, we go to the third floor, we go to room 329, we walk in, the doctor's standing there already with my grandma and grandpa, my entire family's already there, we sit down, the doctor asked my grandma, would you like me to tell them or would you like to tell them? And my grandma says that we would like to, so the doctor leaves, and my grandma begins to talk. She starts crying. I can't even understand a word she's saying. And she tells us that the cancer he has spread through his entire body, and that my grandpa chose not to do chemo, even though the doctor told him that chemo really wouldn't have helped him because the cancer was so far along that it wouldn't have mattered. The doctor gave us about 2 to 3 months, and my grandpa just, all he wanted to do was go home. So as my grandma's telling us this, my grandpa is sitting there looking at all of us, and you could tell that he just is really disappointed, that he felt that he was disappointing us, and it was never like that. We loved my grandpa, and he had been sick my entire life. He always had something wrong with him, and we were always in and out of hospitals, but we knew this time it would be the last time. So as my grandma's telling me this story, my entire family starts to cry, and I just sit there with this gut feeling in my throat and in my stomach and my throat. My throat just feels like it has the biggest ball, and I'm standing there and I'm just not wanting to move. I don't want to talk to anybody, and it was hard. I had left the room and went downstairs, and that's when we found out that he had cancer. The day that I found out that he passed away was on a day I played volleyball, and I had a varsity volleyball match that day, and I was in first period, which was algebra. I had just got done with my work, and I was leaving to go to my next class, and the phone rang, and as I'm walking out the door, my teacher tells me to wait. So I wait, and he tells me that I need to go to the office. Someone needs to see me. So I'm walking to the office, and I actually, it didn't ever dawn on me that this would have been the news that I was going to hear walking into the office. It didn't even dawn on me. It was just so I walked into the office. My athletic director was standing there, and he said that his daughter was taking me home. And I knew immediately then and there that my grandpa had passed away. And I stood there and I stared at him because I was in disbelief. I just didn't believe that something like this could happen to me. Being my grandpa's little sidekick my entire life, I just never knew that something bad like this could happen. We get in the car and she starts to drive. She doesn't say a word to me. I'm sitting there with my face in my hands, crying, just thinking about my family and how it's going to be when I get home. I get home. I get out of the car, I walk through the front door, and my mom hugs me and says, "Your grandpa has passed away." I hug my mom and I say, "I know, I'm so sorry." And I walk in there to his bedroom, I hold onto his hand, and I sit beside his bed with him and pray. I pray that my family can be strong through this time, and just sitting there holding his hand, all these memories came flashing back to me, and memories of when I was younger and we would sit on the couch and watch Jeopardy and Judge Judy, and just how much I loved him. And this will be the end of my descriptive speech. Thank you.